Okay, notice the piece here. Notice it. Okay, now this is a secret. Shh, don't tell nobody. This is what they call a transition. And some of the times in ductwork, transitions would not be made and for a couple weeks. So you would have to make a transition work. What it is, what it is, what it is. YouTube, you know what it is. It's your boy, the Moose. Moose Squad. Let's kick it.
Body jumping off wild like a zoo. Doors bust open at the stomach too. Boots on the loose, sipping on that brew. Folks got it quick, they ain't got a clue. Boots got the juice, dancing in a groove. Knocking over tables, nobody improves. Boots stomping hard, they just feel it use juice. Body on the edge, everyone amused.
Let's kick it. Alright, so y'all saw that funky thumbnail. I'm going to explain it to you. So, you know, I understand that you was like, the first thing in your thought was, why don't you just go ahead and run out and buy a stand? Well, the problem is the stands that they have today to do the lighting, I'll show you in a second, are smaller than this one is. This actually is not made for lights. This is actually a speaker stand. So this actually is designed for a speaker stand, not a light stand. This is actually so you can put two speakers on one pole and put them up there. So that's what this is. Stella Lab from Amazon when I bought it. And I was like, oh, it's going to be, you know, good light stand. It's going to fit and everything's going to work out. And it's going to go good with this T-bar. It didn't. It came, it showed up, and it didn't fit the T-bar. So what I had to do was I had to make it work. I couldn't afford not to. Now I could have rented a welder and got the bar out and welded the bar to this and all that other stuff. But I want to show you what I did to fix the situation. Now the situation's actually changed because the lights are there now. So pretty. And I'll go through that setup in a minute. As you can see, the lights there, they're on there too. They're all permanently put on. Well, they're not permanent. They can be taken off. They can just everything can be taken off. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to give a walkthrough. We're going to actually build a case for these lights in the next couple of weeks, a soft case, so that it'll actually have a case to ride in when we go to gigs. And we will be building one. And as you can see, everything else is kind of, I got the jewelry out from the 4th of July. And as you can see, the red thing on the end, I'm going to get it fixed. I have to order a couple parts for that to get it to work. It's going to go for that box right there that's underneath. That's the sound box. It's actually going to go and be able to plug in there. And we're going to go into that setup next. But right now, let's show you what we got to do here. So what we did was I'm going to take this off. Let me take it off and show you. I'm going to pull it down and show you what I did. Okay, so this is the thing I built. As you can see, I have a pipe ring here, a pipe ring, and forgot what they call it, but anyway, it's a pipe ring. But let me show you this. Let me pull it up a little bit, show you. So what I did was I got this piece of the leg and I cut it off. I think I made it 6 inches. I think I made it 6 to 8 inches long, and I made it this long. So it's about that long. So I don't remember exactly. I think 12, and maybe a half a foot or something like that. I don't know exactly. Well, hold on. Let me measure it. So you know I'm not lying to you. I made it, and it is 6 inches long. So what I did was I put the, to get this pipe on here, you can't see it. I'm going to clean it up, but I wanted to clean it up in a minute. I want to take this off. I want to show you this whole thing, how I built it. I'm unraveling it. I'm taking it apart because I'm not using that anymore because of that. So let me unravel it. piece by piece, and I'll show you piece by piece. So first of all, I'm going to take this off, and then we'll go ahead and unravel it. I'm going to unravel it. Let me put it on time lapse. We're going to unravel this, and I'm going to show you how I built this to work. And all I did was use this and my saw and everything else. Let's get into it. Now, as you can see, I put a tape here on underneath the it was underneath this, so I put the tape on underneath it so it wouldn't slide up and down. See, now it can slide up and down. As you can see, it's sliding up and down. Yeah, because I put the I put the tape on there so it wouldn't slide up and down. But I want to slide it down now. I'm going to slide it down, and I'm going to show you what I have underneath. So what I did underneath was I took cardboard, and the cardboard was to keep it from doing this. So I put the cardboard in there, and it barely fits in there, and as you can see, it barely moves. It took me a few minutes to figure out how to do this, but I figured it out. So I put the cardboard in there, and the cardboard, it's about, maybe about 4 inches, three and a half, almost 4 inches of cardboard. So I took the cardboard and I put it around there, so it would fit in that area. Then, before the cardboard, I put another piece of cardboard, and then I put some tape right here in this little area to build this area up here. So when I put the other piece of cardboard on, it would go all the way down. And I'm going to show you that area next. This is the cardboard that I had cut. And as you can see right here, there's a lip. This is about 2.5 inches. It's about 2.5 inches. So I needed to get down a couple inches on this one, and this, I think it's an inch. I think this is an inch. I'm going to show you on the tape measure how long this was. I think this is about 1 inch. Oh yeah, it's about 3/4 of an inch. 3/4 of an inch. See, about 3/4 of an inch. Okay. So this piece right here, I'm going to show you this piece next. So let's go ahead and unravel it. Okay, notice the piece here. Notice it. Okay, now this is a secret. Shh, don't tell nobody. This is what they call a transition. And some of the times in ductwork, transitions would not be made and for a couple weeks, so you would have to make a transition work. So what you would end up doing was you'd take 2 sizes of spiral duct and you'd make a transition like this. And what you would do is get, let's say you're going from a size 12 to a size 10. What you would do was you would take a size 12 duct, cut 4 inches off, and then you would take 2 of those inches and you'd make a transition like this. See how I'd make it? And what you'd do is every inch, well, this is not every inch, but on the duct, every inch you would cut a sliver, maybe a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch down the tube. And then what you would do is get your benders or your pliers or whatever you had on hand, and you would actually bend it into place to fit the transition part of your duct. You would stick it in there, you would drill it in, and it'd be done, and it would be transitioned. Put a shitload of pookie on it and call it a day. So that's how you would do a transition. Now, as you can see, I cut the pipe maybe every quarter of it. I don't know. Let's look. I really don't know, because usually it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter what size you cut it. But let's look at it. So let's cut about maybe quarter of an inch or something like that on the pipe. I think this is this pipe is actually almost an inch and a half. The pipe is almost an inch and a half. It'd be labeled an inch and a half. It says actually the pipe is a it would be an inch and 3/8. Let me see, an inch and 3/8. So is it an inch and 3/8? It'd be about an inch and 3/8. So the pipe is worth about an inch and 3/8. So you're basically taking around it, getting your cutters, and you're cutting in about. I cut about a half inch or an inch or so on this. And I did right. I cut an inch. Look, I cut an inch. I cut an inch on it. So I cut an inch on the pipe, and this is from there to there. So it's about an inch that I cut. So basically, that's what I did to get this to work on a smaller stand. I did this because at the time it was practical for me to do. You know, I understand that you was like, the first thing in your thought was, why don't you just go ahead and run out and buy a stand? Well, the problem is the stands that they have today to do the lighting, I'll show you in a second, are smaller than this one is. This actually is not made for lights. This is actually a speaker stand. So this actually is designed for a speaker stand, not a light stand. This is actually so you can put two speakers on one pole and put them up there. So that's what this is. So just to let you know, this is not light material. The only reason I used it is because it fit my moving heads. It's the only reason I used it. It fits the bottom of my moving heads, and it worked perfectly, so I got it. I didn't know if it was going to work, but I tried it, and it worked really good, and so I kept up with the idea. Now, there's other ways that I could have did this. I could have actually arc welded this to the smaller thing and gone there, or I could have cut this off and welded it onto the ends. I don't know just yet. The sky's the limits. I am going to get a machine because we are going to make a T-bar for my welding setup, and there's a couple things that I want to weld together so that I can actually get this. So I will be getting an arc machine probably here in the next month. Yeah, I'll go to Harbor Freight and get one. They're durable for what I need. It's common sense. So I will be getting a welder. We will be busting an arc. I will do a couple videos on that. But for the light, these lights are temporarily up there, except for those other lights. The white lights are going to stay there. The T-bar is actually going to be taller than those. Actually, the T-bar is going to go back a little bit on the side, and I'm going to put them on actual table. What we're going to do is we're going to weld underneath the table there, because it's just a mesh. So we're going to weld that to it. We're going to tack it to the bottom, and then we're going to take another piece. We're going to actually reinforce it by putting another bar in there. I have to take all the wood off and get everything off, and then we're going to actually build this so I can put the light stack on there, so everything's up there with me instead of behind me, because I noticed that the lighting situation is ugly. I don't like it, and I'm going for a more professional look. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. Now, mind you, my background is sheet metal, so that's all I know. I've done a lot of pipe welding and everything else, but transitions are the king of it. But I understand some people just want to go buy the stuff, but you can't buy that. Now, the reason is this: the speaker stand doesn't go that high. So you want the lights not to be in your customer's eyes. So I wanted to put those. Now I could have actually put those on a regular stand, but I didn't like the way it looked. I like to be able to the lights to actually be there and tied down. So that's why I designed it, because those moving heads are awesome. Now, I used to attach them to my speakers on hanging on top of the speakers, but I got rid of that idea when I was working at the American Legion, because of the in that one room in the American Legion, it wasn't like the roof wasn't tall enough for me to put lights up and all that other stuff. And I wanted to get that effect of the karaoke. This is before they built the new part of the bar. They were actually remodeling um, right after COVID. So yeah, and then we didn't get into the new part, and I got a stage to DJ on and everything else. And what I did was I put my system on the side, and they would get up on the stage and sing, and just had everything all set up and pretty. But anyways, so that's pretty much it. I, I I hope you enjoyed this video. I have more coming. Like I said, I am gonna get a welding um, a welder, and I will be doing a lot of projects with that welder. So, and they're small, they're not like huge. I'm either gonna get a MIG welder, which is about the same size, or get an arc welder. I don't know which one I want to prefer. I actually prefer the arc instead of the MIG welding. Um, it's sloppy, and I really don't like MIG welding. I don't. It took me forever to get past that part of the course. When I did the stick rod, it was pretty simple. Um, I just had to learn to drag the rod, and just a lot of confidence I had to learn. But anyways, that's another story. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and ring that bell for more notifications for videos like this, comments, others. Smash that like button and juices, baby.